Hello everybody, it's Editing Corey here, and if you know the video is starting off with Editing Corey, then you know it's going to be a good one, or not really at all. So this video was a bit of a slow descent into madness. It's a blush draping video, and you'll see, and I talk about this in the video, but I started sweating a lot in the middle of the video because I had the AC off while I was filming because it's noisy, and it's hot outside, and it gets hot in here. Also, I've been a little sick, so my body temperature has been kind of all over the place. When I started sweating in the video, I started getting stressed out. Like, I was like internally screaming the whole time. So I just kind of unenthusiastically like tried to do my best and rush through this. And I thought about not even putting this video up, but whatever. Like, everybody else on YouTube is perfect. And sometimes it's nice to see a little bit of a mess happen every once in a while. I think I'm judging this more harshly than maybe anybody else would because I know what I'm feeling and nobody else does. And it's also a little harder to detect the little beads of sweat running down my face starting at about the midway point in the video. But I'm putting it up anyway. Maybe I'll do a better version of this video later. But just know that I was like dying inside and I was just trying to rush and get through it. Hopefully this is entertaining in some way. So please enjoy my slow descent into sweaty madness. I'm going to put some bloopers up next and then we're going to get to the video. Please enjoy. Thank you. God, have I ever blended a foundation before? Jesus. Do I look okay? Fuck. Man, I feel like a real mess right now. I don't know. I hope this looks okay on camera because I feel like this looks like a freaking disaster for me. Like, this is super like not blended right here because I just keep sweating and it keeps getting all weird. Is my battery really gonna die? Fuck you. Alright, hello everybody and welcome back. I'm going to do a blush draping look today. I don't really want to waste any time getting into it because I have a feeling this video is going to be like an hour long. So, because we're doing a lot of things here today. So let me just show you some of the things I'm going to be using. This is going to be a dramatic red eyeshadow into blush draping situation. I did it yesterday. The look turned out pretty much exactly how I thought it was going to, which is always a good thing because sometimes it doesn't always happen. So I want to try to recreate it because I thought it was really pretty and it's something I would like to have in my YouTube repertoire. So let me show you what I'm working with. Okay, I actually have a Z palette that I have a couple of decluttered singles from ColourPop in. This is Main Squeeze over here and this is Strawberry Shake. I do have them in the order that they are in the pan. Oh, this is like an Urban Decay highlighter, by the way, in the middle. I'm going to mainly be using this shade in the crease. I'm saying this right now because, like, I'm probably not going to explain this very well as I'm going. I also don't know what the shade names are, so sorry about that. I'm going to be using this shade from Strawberry Shake in the crease. I'm going to be using both of these colors on the lid, and I'm going to be using this gold on the inner corner, and then I'm going to be using a different palette to blush drape with. My blush draping palette, which is just a surprise to me as maybe it is to you, is actually an eyeshadow palette. This is the Profusion Neon palette. I'm going to end up blush draping largely with this color, probably using all three of these, but mostly this color in the top corner, which is called Heat Wave. It's kind of an orangey coral red. It's very pretty. This is an eyeshadow palette, but it's really great for blush draping. So I'm going to try to do this and not waste a lot of time. This video is probably going to be like a mess. Oh, I'm nervous, but let's see how this goes. I'm going to start with the Real Techniques base shadow brush. Real Techniques base shadow brush. As you can see, it has a red on it. I'm going to pick up that bottom middle red from the Strawberry Shake palette very gently on the tip of it. And I don't usually do my eye looks like this, but I'm going to set up the crease color first, but because I have hooded eyes, my crease color is actually going to be above the crease, and it's going to kind of come out in a straight line under my brow. So let's see how well I can do this. It worked out pretty well yesterday, but I'm going to take the point of the brush, just start swiping in some color under my brow. Like I said, I did prime, so kind of gently, and this look is very dramatic, so you don't have to be too neat right now because it's going to be really blown out, and I'm not really one for neat looks anyway. So you just kind of start, you drag the shadow out a little bit, and then you do the windshield wiper motions, if you will. I'm going to kind of take it down a little bit, kind of following the, the orbital bone. So I had this idea to do this kind of really intense red blush draping look. It's kind of geisha inspired. And I did it yesterday while I was on a video call with some friends. And it was one of those things where I wasn't really sure exactly how it was going to turn out, and it ended up turning out exactly how I wanted it to, so it made me really happy. I'm going to draw that red right under the eyes as well. I'm basically going to set up the outer part of the eye and leave everything in the middle blank, and then I'm going to put colors on the lid, taking very little product as I do it too, just to kind of gently build up. I'm going to end up V'ing that up. Like I said, you don't have to be too neat because we're going to blush drape on top of it. So I'm just going to V that up. So we've got, if I'm looking straight ahead, it almost looks like my eyelid is done, but obviously it's not. It's just, you know, the crease and the under the lid shade. I also have no idea how well I'm going to explain this. Also, I think my neighbors are home, and sometimes they're loud and sometimes they're not. And I'm one of those people, I don't know if anybody else is like this, I'm one of those people where I'm very kind of meek and I try to live as quietly as possible. So like there are people in this apartment complex who are pretty loud, and like that's fine. I'm usually not one to be like, you know, like, ooh, quiet down, you know. But I feel like I don't want to be the loud one ever. So knowing that my neighbors are home, I'm just not sure. You know, if they're going to be able to like hear me doing the video. Not that I really care, but you know. I am happy to say though, I'm pretty sure the R&B producers, I've talked about them on my channel before. I used to have some R&B producers I think that lived down the hall from me. They moved out. I think they moved out, or maybe they're on tour. I don't fucking know. But they have not played music in a long time, which makes me happy. I'm probably going to do what I've done on my right eye on my left eye and then just fast forward this, so I'll be back. Okay, my eyes are about in the same spot, and now I'm going to take these two shades. I'm going to take this metallic red from, I think this is Main Squeeze, and then I'm going to take this gold. I'm basically going to put this on the lid first and then this on the lid second. I'm going to use the same brush, I think, for both of these, which will be a Real Techniques shading brush. I'm going to take the metallic red first and just kind of go ham on the lid. I wasn't really expecting this palette to be such a good red palette, but here we are. Hopefully I'm like pretty well in focus for this. Just keep dipping in and building that up until it kind of meets up with the red that's in the crease. Don't be shy about these colors. It's a really beautiful metallic red. So I've been sick. I was a little sick last week. I was kind of fevery and had some chills. I'm vaccinated though, and I got tested for COVID last week after my symptoms, so it's not COVID. Gonna go back in with my blending brush, and I feel pretty fine now, but the thing that's left over from my sickness is like, I feel like my body is having a hard time kind of like regulating its own temperature. So I'm either like freezing to death or I'm like sweating my ass off, and right now I can feel the back of my head. There's like sweat back there. I can't film with the AC on because my vent is right on the wall behind me up there. It's so loud that it just will disrupt the sound. So I like to film without it, and it's like 90 degrees outside here. So put two and two together, and it's just gonna keep getting hotter in this room, so hopefully I cannot take 18 years to film this video. And hopefully I don't sweat all over the place, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I got the other eye up to speed. As you can see, this is already kind of like, you know, got quite a bit of pizzazz to it. This palette's really impressive, and there's like no fallout either, which is very cool, except for a little like beard hair under my eye. And then I'm going to take that red gold that's in the center. No, actually I lied. What I'm going to do before I get into the red gold, I'm actually going to take this gold liner and do my waterline. Sometimes I like to do my waterline before I do other parts of my makeup, so it'll set and then I can do a second layer later. So let me just pop this in real quick. Okay, so the gold liner's in. Now I'm going to take that gold color and I'm going to focus it right on the mobile lid, This look is very kind of like Lunar New Year-esque. It's kind of the vibes I get from it. But this red gold in the main squeeze palette is breathtaking. I just love it, and I love having it right here on the mobile lid on top of the metallic, so it can just bring in some of that gold shimmer and just diffuse up into the red. So I did this look yesterday, and then I posted it. I've been trying to figure out how to use TikTok because I'm like an old man and I just don't really get it. Like, I was around for Vine, and I missed the days of Vine. And I downloaded TikTok a long time ago, and I didn't make an account. I was just kind of like watching some things. And then I finally made an account like a month ago, and I tried to film a skincare video. And I find that TikTok just stresses me out because unlike YouTube, where I can like sit down, film a bunch of footage, and then edit it exactly the way I want it, TikTok is just like, you have your one chance. Like, you film for 15 seconds or for a minute or whatever. And then, like, of course you can, like, delete clips, but, like, you're really kind of trapped into what you record, so it stresses me out. So a way that I've been working my makeup into TikTok is by just when I finish a look, because I can't be bothered to do a tutorial on TikTok, because it takes me 40 minutes to do a YouTube tutorial. Like, I don't like the whole TikTok tutorial where somebody just, like, because it's 1 minute where they pick up a color and they're just like, doo-doo-doo-doo, and then they pull the palette away and their whole face is done. I'm like, why even bother like applying like one eyeshadow? I mean, it's kind of cool for like, you know, a neat effect and it's eye-catching and everything, but I just finish my look and then I like hold my phone and I kind of pan it around and I talk about the look I did. I did that for a Pride look that I did recently, which I'll put a picture up if I can find it. And then I did it for this look that I did yesterday. And somebody graciously commented on it and they were like, oh, can you do a tutorial? And I didn't tell them I was going to do it on YouTube, but I thought, hey, you know, why not? Why not do a YouTube tutorial for this? Because I really liked the look, so it made me very happy. I'm going to take the gold that's in the top center of Main Squeeze, and I'm going to put that on the inner corner, kind of liberally on the inner corner. And I'm going to drag it up to kind of blend into the red. I have a feeling I'm going to do this a little bit messier than I did it yesterday because I'm trying to kind of rush through it a little bit more. But yeah, TikTok is an anomaly to me. Like, I've heard that once TikTok kind of figures out like what you like, then your page starts getting better. It starts getting better at like showing you the stuff that you want to see. So right now for me, it's mostly like cat videos because those are the things that I'm liking. But sometimes a TikTok will come up and I will, because the thing about TikTok is like everybody is trying to be a comedian on it, but I don't think things are funny that a lot of other people think are funny. Like, I don't really like, you know, like kind of slapstick comedy or like cringe comedy. So like today I watched a TikTok, and I'm not going to describe it because in case you think it's funny, you know, I don't want to take that away from you, but I did watch one, and like it was like a guy doing something, and like my face expression like did not change the whole time I was watching it. I was just watching it and I was like the whole time, and I thought it was just kind of like this is supposed to be funny. And I look over it and it had like 14 million likes, and I was like what 14 million people are like thinking this is funny? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to be like, ooh, looks super highbrow or whatever, but I just like watched it and I was like, 14 million? Like, this doesn't really seem like a comedic masterpiece to me, but you know, let people enjoy things and all that. I'm glad people are liking it, but it's just so interesting whenever you see like stuff like that where it's like, you know, and it's kind of like an equalizer, because as you're scrolling through it, you'll find something will come up that'll have like 14 million likes. You swipe up and the next thing has like 9 likes. And it's just interesting because like your For You page is not, you have like your follower page where like the people you're following, you can swipe through theirs. But then you have the For You page, and why am I explaining TikTok to you? You probably know how it works already. But it just kind of shows you anybody's. And it's interesting because like it's not just like a trending page where it's like the top things. Like, obviously it'll filter in some top stuff, but then it'll filter in stuff that's just completely, you know, completely different to what, or like new stuff, I guess. Like, I don't know, like the first TikTok I posted was of my Pride look, and, you know, much to my surprise, it got like more than 100 likes, or it was my second TikTok, but it got like more than 100 likes, and I got like 500 and something views in like 24 hours, and I was just kind of like, wow, like that's really surprising. But it was very cool. I guess that was kind of humbling in a way. So yeah, that was a little bit nice. But the interesting thing about TikTok too is that like, it seems like if you want to like stay relevant, like you have to keep creating stuff all the time. And I don't have the wherewithal or the creativity or the energy or just like the stress levels to like not to do that. Like I can't just like create something all the time. And a lot of the content on it I think is very cringy, like people who are like lip syncing to songs, or they'll be playing some kind of music track and they like, it'll be like a speaking track, but they'll be like talking dramatically, like lip syncing. Like I think that stuff is kind of cheesy. And I could never, like, I take myself way too seriously to do something like that. Like I could never really imagine doing something like that. So yeah. Okay, well, for all intents and purposes, the eyes are actually done. That went a little bit faster than I thought it did. I'm probably going to edit this and it's going to be like 30 minutes long. So what I'm going to do now, I'm not going to show this on camera because it's going to take a minute, but I did my eyes first. So now I'm going to do this off camera because I don't want to waste time, but I'm going to put the Poreless Putty Primer on, and then I'm going to use the Milk Makeup Blur Liquid. I'm doing everything I did yesterday to try to get it as accurate as possible. Blur Liquid and Fair. I'm going to use my Real Technique sponge to blend it out. And then I will come back on the powder step for my face because we're going to powder and then we're going to do the Blush-Draping, and this look is going to come alive. So I'm going to put foundation on and I'll be right back. Okay, my foundation's on. I think it's blended out well. I hope it's blended out well. These lights kind of make it hard to see. That Blur Liquid is supposed to be a matte foundation, but I find it to not really be matte at all. But I'm going to powder. So powder is a really important step here. I'm going to use the Beauty Pie One Powder Wonder. This is just like a really easy to use powder. I'll grab my brush. I've got like a million brushes over here. I'm going to use this big old Real Techniques Ultimate Powder Brush. They don't make this anymore. But I'm just going to kind of go ham with powder because we're blush draping. So I find that setting down a good base of powder is very important for blush draping. So let's get everything set down. I like this powder too because you kind of can't mess it up. Like, and it can pack a little bit of a glowy punch too if you like really layer it on, which is what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to make sure I get a lot of powder up around my temple and my cheekbone area because that's where we're going to be blending powders. So, you know, I want to get that all, make sure there's a good powder base there to work those off of. Okay, I just had to replace my battery. My camera doing video just really takes a toll on its battery. So I powdered a bunch with the Beauty Pie powder. Now we're going to go in with Profusion Neons. I'm going to take Heat Wave up here. I'm actually going to take it on, I don't even know what, oh, this is a Real Techniques. This isn't available anymore, but this is one of their, I don't know, it's just like a cheek brush. I don't know. It's like one of their like bionic whatever collections. So I'm going to tap in. You got to be real gentle with this. So I just tap in a couple times and I'm going to place it right on the edge of the eyeshadow. If this look wasn't dramatic enough, like we're really going to take it to the next level. So, you know, pick up some of that red, and then I'm just going to stamp it on right outside of the eyeshadow so that it diffuses out. Same thing on the other side. This might look insane, but there's no end to that sentence. It just might look insane. If you want some good blush draping advice, I would recommend Lauren May Beauty. She does blush draping like all the time and it looks freaking beautiful. Lisa Eldridge also has a good blush draping tutorial. So I'm going to pack, this color is a little bit softer of a red. I'm probably going to blend some of the red eyeshadow into it later, but I want to get this settled down first. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to take another brush. This is a Real Techniques setting brush, contour brush. And I'm going to take the Bro, the one next to it, that's a little bit lighter of a coral so I can diffuse out the edges. I'm going to take that, tap it, and then I'm just going to start working it over. Actually, I'm going to go back to my powder brush first, just to start diffusing that out a little bit. And I want it up and out. I want this to be a look. This is a look, okay? Like, this is not, like, this is a statement look. We're not messing around here, people. Gonna get it in the eyebrow, take it up high, really blend out, keep going into brow. I feel like I'm sweating, so this might not look great, but you know, we're just gonna do our best, okay? That's all we can do, is our best. Then the thing about blush draping is that you have to have like 12 brushes and just keep kind of like going back and forth among them, and you look like a crazy person, but then you look like you could take over the world when you're finished. So, you know, trust the process. And sometimes I find it helps. Oh my god. I wish you could see my workstation. It looks like a fucking mess right now. Sometimes I find it helps if I just go back into my regular powder and then just use that to kind of diffuse the edges even more to really kind of soften it. I look ridiculous and I love it. So let me actually switch gears to this little brush. I got this in like an Ipsy bag. I'm going to take that Heat Wave color because this is a clean brush. And I'm going to focus that again right where I had it before. Just really kind of bring it straight out from the shadow through the brow and down. Really pull it out. And I can go back to my contour brush, go back to brow, which is the coral color. Just start diffusing that out even more. And I'm taking it all the way into my hair. Like, I'm not messing around here, people. This is go time. I'm sweating and I'm hungry and I want to eat dinner and finish this look. So I can show you how beautiful you can look with ridiculous geisha inspired blush draping. Yeah, this looks freaking bananas on camera, but whatever. I don't care. I'm assuming you saw the thumbnail, so you knew what you were getting yourself into whenever you clicked on this video, so I don't feel bad for you. And hey, at least one person asked for this, so, you know, we're really going for it. Alright, and I'm going to take, let me go back to my, go back to the big brush and that setting powder, and then really just work around the edges. That'll really kind of take the edge off of some of this. Oh god, yeah, I'm sweating. I'm picking up like sweat in my brush. I also have a beard hair on my forehead. Yeah, this is not ideal scenario for this, but whatever, we're doing the best we can. I feel like it's not picking up as well on camera. I think it's because I'm sweating and the color is just kind of like coming off in my sweat, which is not ideal. Well, this is a disaster. But that's okay, we're just gonna keep going. Like, I feel like I'm placing the color down and then I'm sweating. Yeah, I've got like beads of sweat on my forehead. Fuck. I'm like placing the color down and I'm sweating and I'm trying to blend it out and like my sweat is just making the color like wipe away a little bit. But that's okay. You get the idea. We're in this together. Okay. Let's go back to an eyeshadow brush. I'm gonna take, this is like a Smashbox brush that I hate because it sheds. But I'm going to take the red eyeshadow that I started with, and I'm actually going to just start putting this right out here to deepen up this part. I'm going to kind of connect it to the lower lash line. Yeah, see, this brush just shed right on my face. I'm glad somebody sent me this brush to try, and I'm glad they did, because I would not be pleased if I spent, this is a Smashbox brush, so it's probably not cheap, and it is not good. It's scratchy. It's just, I don't know, the only reason I like it is because it's big. It's got kind of a big head, which I like. It's scratchy, it sheds, the shape, it's so long. God, I hate this brush. But here I am using it like a doofus. Whenever I was doing this look yesterday, there was a point where I had like 5 brushes in my hand, and I was just like grabbing one, putting it back, grabbing the other, putting it back, and I felt like absolutely an insane man. But you know, it's the price of like beauty or whatever. Oh yeah, I'm sweating. How sexy is this, right? Like listening to me complain about being sweaty. But basically you just kind of keep layering the blush colors and you keep blending them around until you get this kind of really crazy, like diffused, big, like obviously this is like super dramatic, but you could also just target the blush draping like right in here and diffuse it out. But of course, because I'm me, I like to take it all the way back into my hairline, and of course it's darker coming off the shadow, and then it kind of diffuses out to like a pink and a coral. At least that's the idea if I weren't a sweaty monster right now. I'm going to take some more of that red and just get it up through my brow. Wow, this is like truly a disaster. Okay, I'm a mess. This looks terrible. But this is the technique. I thought this was going to be like a cornerstone video for me, and now I just look like a doofus. But I think I'm going to move on to lip because this is already a disaster enough. So let me just stop with the blush draping, move on to the lip color, and then we'll call it good. Okay, for the lip, I'm using e.l.f. Seriously Satin in Raspberry, and I'm actually going to do kind of a blotted lip. So I'm going to put it in the center, and I'm going to use a Q-tip to blend it out. So it's very messy. I'm not taking it out to the edge of the lip. And by edge, I mean like outside edge. And I'm going to take our trusty Mr. Q-tip here and just blend that color out. I'm going to reapply just to the center. Take a second Q-tip actually and just do the same thing. I feel like I'm like in a race against the clock to do this video because I'm such a mess right now. Please excuse me. I also feel very like not enthusiastic while I'm doing this. Maybe this is the kind of video that you can just like fall asleep to. So there, so we've got more color in the center. Can you see this? More color in the center than we do on the outer edges because we blended it out. And that's the kind of blotted lip situation that we're going for. So ordinarily, I would put mascara on, but I just don't want to do that right now. So just imagine that I have beautiful mascara on and that the look is finished, but because I'm sweating and because I'm gross, I just don't really have the wherewithal to do it. So please enjoy this look. I'm going to try to do a close-up, so give me a moment. Okay, so this was my kind of geisha-inspired, big, ridiculous blush draping look. This video was a disaster. I am a sweaty mess. I need to go make dinner because I'm hungry. And this really didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to, but it still is more or less, you know, kind of what I was going for. So if you enjoyed this, please let me know. I don't know how anybody on planet Earth could enjoy this. My blush is not even blended down here. I look like such a freaking mess right now. But you know, whatever. This is the idea. Makeup is not perfect. You get the idea of what it's supposed to look like. Okay, but that's it. I'm sorry this was a mess. I thought this was going to be a little bit smoother, but here we are. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully this wasn't like an hour long. I felt like I was speeding through it because this was all downhill from the get-go. But this is my sort of geisha-inspired red and gold blush draping look. I hope you took some ideas from this, even if the video was a nightmare. I appreciate you sticking around and watching. I hope you laughed as I was in shambles trying to do this look. I'm sorry I did not put mascara on. I hope that does not offend you. And that is that. Thank you for watching. This was a mess. Bye. Yeah, I'm so sweaty. Oh, I can feel the sweat like dripping down my back. Ugh. Man, why am I like this? Why did I have to get sick and now my body's being all weird? This is super uncool. Okay, whatever. Bye.